Somewhere on the internet right now, someone is telling you that vending machines are semi-passive income. Buy the machine, drop it in a busy break room, and the money just appears. Once a week you swing by, empty out a bag of quarters, restock some Doritos, and drive home. That's the pitch. Here's the version. Nobody puts in the thumbnail. You are a route driver, a snack wholesaler, a coin sorter, a part-time technician, when the card reader dies, and a negotiator who has to convince a property manager to give you floor space for free. The machine doesn't make money sitting there. It makes money because you keep showing up. This is the economics of owning a vending machine route. The U.S. vending industry moves somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 billion a year, spread across roughly 1.5 million machines. Break rooms, gyms, apartment lobbies, laundromats, hospital waiting areas. The appeal is obvious. People are lazy, hungry, and in a hurry. And a machine that's already standing there beats walking to a store. That demand is real. What's not real is the assumption that demand equals easy profit. Every one of those machines is competing for the same finite thing. Good foot traffic in a location someone else controls. The entire business is built on a landlord's permission and a captive audience's impatience. And both of those can disappear overnight. Getting into vending starts with a decision. Build a route from scratch, or buy an existing one. Buying an established route with placed machines and signed locations typically runs 2 to 4 times annual net profit. So a route clearing $20,000 a year might cost $50,000 to $80,000 up front, in cash before you've restocked a single bag of chips. Building from scratch is cheaper on paper and more expensive in time. You're not just buying machines, you're buying access. Landing a location means convincing a facilities manager or business owner to give you square footage and an electrical outlet, usually for a cut of your revenue. Good locations, the ones with real foot traffic, already have vending in them. You're not opening a new market. You're trying to pry open a closed one. And before any of that, a delivery vehicle, liability insurance, a business license, and in most states, a sales tax permit for every single location. Because vending machine sales tax is tracked machine by machine, not company by company. A basic bulk vending machine, the kind that dispenses gumballs or toy capsules for $1, costs a few $100s. That's not the machine that built anyone's fortune. Real income comes from full-line snack and drink combo machines, and those run $3,000 to $8,000 new, refrigerated units on the higher end. Because a compressor that keeps sodas cold 24 hours a day is not a cheap part. Add a modern cashless card reader, increasingly non-negotiable, because a growing share of customers simply won't carry cash, and that's another $300 to $600 per machine, plus a monthly data and transaction fee that quietly eats into every single sale. Then there's telemetry, remote monitoring software that tells you when a machine is empty, jammed, or offline. So you're not driving 40 minutes to find out the candy bar slot has been broken for 2 weeks. It costs money. Not having it costs you more. 10 machines, reasonably equipped, will run you somewhere north of $50,000 before a single dollar bill goes in. This is where the passive income fantasy quietly falls apart. Start with commissions. Most locations don't give you floor space for nothing. They take 10 to 25% of gross sales, sometimes more for premium spots like hospitals or office towers. That's off the top, before product cost, before your time. Then, product. Wholesale snack and drink costs eat roughly 40 to 50% of revenue, once you account for spoilage, expired stock, and the products that just don't sell and sit there past their date. Cold drink machines add a refrigeration electric bill that the location sometimes bills back to you. Then breakage and theft. Vending machines get vandalized. Coin mechanisms get jammed on purpose. Card readers get skimmed. Machines placed in low supervision areas, apartment buildings, gas stations, parks. See loss rates that machines in monitored office lobbies never do. Then maintenance. Compressors fail. Motors that push the product forward jam. A single service call from a vending tech, if you're not doing the repair yourself, can run $75 to $150 on a machine that might only net $40 in profit that month. And then there's the cost. Nobody accounts for, on a spreadsheet, your own time and mileage. Restocking a route of 15 scattered machines, driving between locations, sorting and rolling coins, reconciling cashless payment reports. That's 10 to 20 hours a week. that a passive income seller conveniently leaves off the pitch deck. Vending pricing isn't really about the product, it's about the moment. A candy bar that costs $1.20 at a grocery store sells for $1.75 to $2 from a machine. And almost nobody complains because the customer isn't comparison shopping. They're stuck at work or stuck at a laundromat, and the machine is the only store in the room. That captive moment premium is the entire business model. It's why location matters more than product selection. A mediocre machine in a break room with 300 employees and no nearby options will outperform a beautifully stocked machine in a spot people can walk away from. Here's the number that explains whether this business actually works. Revenue per stop per hour of your time. A well-placed machine in a busy office might generate $300 to $500 a month. Servicing it, restocking, cleaning, collecting payment data takes maybe 30 minutes, including drive time once a week. That's a good hourly return. A poorly placed machine might generate $60 a month for the same 30-minute visit. Multiply that gap across 15 or 20 machines, and you can see why the same route can be either a legitimate part-time income or a rolling money pit. The machines look identical, the math behind them isn't. Most new operators finance machines through equipment loans or vendor financing at rates that can run 10 to 20%, which stretches break-even well past the first year. A single full-line machine, after commission and product cost, might net $150 to $300 a month, meaning a $6,000 refrigerated machine can take 18 months to 2 years just to pay for itself before you've earned $1 of actual profit. That timeline assumes nothing breaks and the location doesn't lose foot traffic. In practice, something always breaks. Vending income moves with the calendar. Most people work by office machines go quiet during summer vacations and holiday weeks. School and gym machines die completely over breaks. And every location comes with an expiration date. Nobody tells you about upfront, leases end, buildings close. Companies switch to free break, room snacks as a hiring perk, and your best performing machine is gone with 30 days notice. There is no vending contract that guarantees a location forever. You're always one lease renewal away from having to find your top earner a new home. The honest range looks like this. The failure case: an operator buys 8 to 10 machines, places them in mediocre, low-traffic locations, because that's all that was available, and spends more on gas, repairs, and spoiled inventory than the machines bring in. After 2 years, they sell the route for less than they paid, glad to be rid of the coin. The acceptable outcome: a disciplined operator with 15 to 20 well-placed machines, tight product cost control, and a cashless system nets $1,500 to $3,000 a month. A legitimate part-time income for roughly 15 hours of work a week. Not passive, a real second job with real flexibility. The excellent outcome: an operator who treats it like a logistics business, not a hobby, 40-plus machines, high-traffic exclusive locations, bulk purchasing power on product, and often a hired part-time route driver can clear $8,000 to $15,000 a month in profit. At that scale, it stops being a few machines in a break room and becomes a small distribution company that happens to sell snacks. The difference between the failure case and the excellent one was never luck. It was location quality, decided before the first machine was ever plugged in. Vending machines don't make money. Locations make money, and machines are just the delivery mechanism. The people who actually build wealth in this business aren't the ones who bought the shiniest machine. They're the ones who won the unglamorous fight for the best square footage in a building somebody else owns. For most people dabbling with 2 or 3 machines, this is a part-time hustle with real, grindable income, not a retirement plan. For the small number who scale it like a real logistics operation, it can become a genuinely profitable small business. Just don't buy it expecting the machine to work for you. You're going to be the one doing the work. The machine just collects the receipts.